Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel today. Today I'm going to show you my new double slider cards that I have at the Silhouette Design Store and in my shop at shop.lorywhitlock.com in SVG format. These files are all ready for you to open up and cut out with your cutting machines. They'll work on Cricut and Silhouette and Brother Scan and Cut and any other cutting machine that you can open an SVG file with. So let me show you how these work. They're so cute. When you pull on the little pull tab here, we have the little sentiment that comes up below the cherry there. It's really cool because typically when you pull down, you'd expect things to move towards you. These actually move away from you. So it's so fun and intriguing. Let's pull on this one. Happy birthday. Look how cute that is. This one's a cool birthday cake, and when you pull on that, you get the candle that comes up. So fun and really mesmerizing. When you pull on this one, you get the little hat on the puppy. And on this one, we have happy birthday to you. And when you pull on the little pull tab, we have some balloons that come up. We're actually going to make a variation today on this one. It's a graduation not announcement, but a graduation card. And we're going to do the same exact mechanism that we did on this card where we have the little balloons come up. So I'll show you how to put that together real quick. Okay, the magic to these cards is a little piece of plastic baggy material. You just need about a 1/2 inch strip. You can see that mine's not perfectly cut. That's okay. Just something that will fit between these slots here that are pre-cut on your card base. So you're going to need that. You're also going to need a little piece, and this is kind of optional, but this is super helpful to put behind the pieces so that they come up far enough when the mechanism pushes them up. So it's kind of like a piece of packaging material, just a, I'm not even sure what it's called, but it's kind of a plastic piece that maybe came off of some packaging. So keep that, like the clamshell packaging, you can cut little pieces of that and save it for your paper crafting projects. We also have our pull tab, and I've cut this out of a nice thick 100-pound cardstock. If you don't have that thick of paper, you can just cut 2 of them. That's what I did here. I cut 2 and I just glued them together, gluing a blank one just right on the back of that printed one. So, but you will need it to be pretty stiff because it needs to be able to handle the movement of being pulled out and pushed back in without bending. So you'll need that. You'll need your balloons. And then we need this little piece here to mount our balloons on. So I went ahead and just layered my balloons and put them on the insert piece. That's the piece that's going to be coming up right here. So pretty simple, just go ahead and layer all those pieces. We also have our mat here, and we just need to go ahead and put our sentiment on that. So I'll go ahead and pull the paper backing off of that and place that on our little sentiment box here. And then we're going to go ahead and put our mechanism together so you can see how that works. It should have about 1/8 of an inch gap all the way around. Okay, so we're going to take our card base and we'll just fold that right in half. If you have a bone folder, you can just give that a good crease. And our little pull tab holder, our little finger thumb hole is going to be down here at the bottom. So you'll want to orient your card like this to get started. And we're just going to take our baggy material and feed that through one of the slots towards the front. And we'll just have it go all the way across the front and back in the slot here at the top. And then on the back side, we're just going to lay everything nice and flat and hang on to that baggie. And we're going to lay that down and cross them. And you don't want it to be super tight, so don't pull it super tight. You want to give it just a little bit of slack there, just a little give in it so that it will actually roll smoothly and not get bound up because it's so tight. So at this point, I'm just going to take a little double-sided sticky tape, which is behind me, of course, and I'm just going to set my scissors on that to hold it down for a minute. And I'm just going to take a little piece of this sticky tape and put it right at the end of my piece there. Oops, I don't want it to overhang. So I'm going to trim that just a wee bit. Okay, and I'll pull the backing off of that. You can also use a mini stapler if you have one. But this adhesive works just fine. So we'll just overlap those and, like I mentioned, not pull it too tight. Okay, you can see that there's just a little slack in that, but we'll want that to be able to move freely up and down. And when you've got that in place, you can go ahead and cut off the excess here. And you can see that our band goes across the front and the back. And when we put our little pull tab on the back, and I'm actually going to push my seam up to the top on the back, just right up to the edge of that top slot. And then I'm going to put my pull tab in its natural position. And I'm going to put some adhesive right on that spot where I had adhesive before. So when I pull it down, it will be able to reveal, and this will stay on the pull tab without going past this bottom slot. Hopefully that all makes sense to you. So I'm going to cut a little more adhesive, and we'll just place that right here, the top of our slot, the top of our band that's by the top slot. And make sure that your pull is oriented in the correct direction and centered here at the bottom of your card. So this is what it'll look like from the front. And then just make sure that's nice and straight there on the back of your card. And you can see that when you pull that, it pulls the band on the front side the other direction. And that's where we're going to mount our balloons. And we're going to cover all of this up on the inside so that it looks like this on the inside of the card. And it actually is going to give a little slot. We're going to build a track in here so it can't wiggle too much side to side. So that'll be good. Before we do that, let's go ahead and on the front of our card, basically we're going to mount this to cover our slots right there. And we're going to mount our balloons to hide behind that. So I'm just going to put my balloons in there, put my covering piece on, and when I pull on the tab, I want my balloons to go up, but I need them to be hidden when they're down. So I'm going to put them as high as I can, but hiding behind the box. So somewhere about that position. And I want them to be connected here at the bottom. I don't want them to be connected at the top because then they won't be able to go very far. We need to connect it right here at the bottom. So on this particular card, I don't know that you really need the clear plastic, but on some of these you do. In order to get the hat to go up high enough, you'll need to use the clear plastic. And for sure on the birthday candle piece, that one will definitely need a little extender piece to kind of help push that up high enough. On this particular card though, we'll be able to glue that right here at the bottom and not have a problem. So I'm just going to go ahead and we just want to adhere that down here at the bottom with a little piece of adhesive. Pull that paper off of the adhesive. And we'll just adhere that. And if you feel like you want a little piece of this, you could add one. If I do that, I'm just going to add a little bit. Let's go ahead and glue that right in place there. And then I've got to put my balloons on this piece. Okay, that will allow my extender piece to come up a little bit above the slot, if that makes sense. So and that'll also allow me to glue it a little bit better on the back of my piece here. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that about to the bottom slot there and just go ahead and glue that down. Now we're ready to put our little front panel piece on. We want that to cover our balloons, and I'm just going to test this out. As we pull, our balloons will go up. Oops, I can't hold on to it very well, but that will look perfect. So I'm going to take, and this is the key, you need to have some foam adhesive, and I used a double layer. This is, I believe, an Elmer's foam tape. And I just did a double layer. It's not very thick. So you need it to be about 1/16 of an inch thick or so. And we're just going to run a thin strip of it on each side. We don't want it to impede the mechanism here inside. So just put it right along the edge of that on each side. If you get it too far in here, it will actually catch on those balloons, so make sure you keep it way to the edges. Okay, and then we'll just go ahead and place it right over the slot there, so you can't see the slot. Center it the best you can there on the card. And when you pull on it, our little balloons come up. Isn't that cute? And this is why you need that extra space in there, because these little balloon tips and things can get hung right here if you don't give it enough space. So you can see that that leaves about a 1/16 of an inch to an 1/8 of an inch gap there. So now we're just going to decorate this card with a couple more balloons so it's not so bare when it's closed. But we'll put the black one over here and the white one over here. How does that look? So I'm just going to take a little double stick tape here. So cute. And you could use a little adhesive to glue those strings down as well. Let's see, this is the front of our balloon there. Don't want to get it too close to the edge there. There we go. Okay, so the front of our card is completely done and it's working beautifully. So now we just need to flip it to the inside. Now you wouldn't have to cover this up, but this can wiggle a little bit. So I think it's best to add a little track right here. So I'm using a single layer of foam tape for that. And when you put the covering panel on, it's going to line up across the bottom, but it's going to leave about an 1/8 of an inch gap all the way around the other three sides. So just be aware of that as you're putting down your foam tape. You've got a little space there, no space at the bottom, and a little space around the edges. So you build that track where it's just right next to that white pull tab, but not too close, because you don't want it to keep it from running properly. Let's lay that down right there. And because we've put our tape at the top of this, it can't go too far up, so that's fine. We don't need to put a stopper up here, but if yours isn't taped right at the top and it goes up too far, you might need a little stopper piece right here. Okay, now that we're done with that, we just need to put some adhesive around the edges of our white piece. I'm just going to put them in the corners. And of course you could cut this out of any color. You could cut it out of the card base material if you'd like. I'm just going to put a little piece at each corner and on each side except the bottom side. And then we'll just flip that over, and like I said, we're going to just line that up on the bottom and just center it left to right. And keep it straight on the sides, and you should be good to go. So there's the inside of our card, there's the outside of our card, and here's what it looks like when we pull on that little tab. It's really fun and quite mesmerizing. So we have our congratulations graduate, which will come in handy this month. And we have our happy birthday. I'll pull all of these out so you can see what they look like opened up. We have our little doggy. Our happy birthday. Another happy birthday present. And a happy birthday cupcake. If you guys like this design style, please let me know. I could make more designs for you. I think they're a lot of fun, and I think that people will enjoy receiving these. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye-bye.